Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories. One about US talks with Iran in Pakistan, and another about a flood warning system near Mount Everest that is not working. Follow us so you can practice your English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and quizzes, visit LinguaWire.com. Hello, Sarah. You are LinguaWire's world correspondent. Can you tell us what is happening with the US and Iran talks in Pakistan?
Hi, Daniel. Yes, two special representatives from former US President Trump, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner are flying to Pakistan to try to talk with Iran. This will happen on Saturday morning. The White House said the Iranians want to talk.
So, what is new about these talks now?
What is new is that the US sent these special representatives to Islamabad to listen to Iran. The US Vice President, J.D. Vance, is ready to go if the talks go well. This shows the US wants to try talking and solving problems again.
Why is this important now? Why do these talks matter?
It matters because the US and Iran have been fighting since February. They've been attacking each other, and Iran blocked a big oil shipping route called the Strait of Hormuz. This caused oil prices to go up all over the world. So if they can talk and stop fighting, it could help the world's oil prices and peace.
Interesting. And yet Iran says there is no meeting planned with the US. What is going on there?
Yes, Iran's foreign ministry said their minister and spokesman are in Pakistan, but they will only meet Pakistani officials. They said they will tell Pakistan what they think about the US. So Iran is not agreeing to meet the US directly yet.
What could happen next after these talks?
If the talks go well, the US Vice President might join. The US Defense Secretary said Iran can make a good deal if it stops trying to get a nuclear weapon. But if talks fail, the fighting could continue and oil prices might stay high.
That's a big number. Oil prices affect many people. Is there anything surprising in this story?
Yes. One surprising detail is that the US is blocking the Strait of Hormuz, which is a very important oil route. This blockade is growing and becoming more global, according to the US Defense Secretary. It shows how serious the situation is.
So the talks could change a lot. What does the White House say about the progress?
The White House press secretary said Trump wants to give talking a chance. She also said they have seen some progress from Iran in the last few days. This means the US is hopeful the talks will help.
Thank you, Sarah. That helps us understand the latest on these talks. Now I'm joined by Adam, LinguaWire's environment correspondent. Adam, what is the news about the flood warning system near Mount Everest?
Hello, Daniel. The flood warning system at Imja glacial lake in Nepal may not be working anymore. Nepalese officials told the BBC that the system has not been checked or fixed since 2016. This is worrying because thousands of people live downstream and could be in danger.
Why has the system not been maintained for so long?
Locals say no one has looked at the system for many years. The siren towers, which warn people of floods, are rusting, and some batteries have been stolen. Also, the satellite data that sends water level alerts is not working well now.
Why does this matter so much for the people living there?
It matters because the Imja Lake is a glacial lake high in the mountains. It was very deep before 2016, almost 150 meters in some places. If the lake bursts, it can cause floods that destroy villages, roads, and bridges. People living nearby are very worried about this risk.
What caused the lake to become dangerous again?
Scientists say global warming is melting glaciers faster. This makes many glacial lakes bigger and more likely to burst. Also, the mountains are less stable, causing rockfalls and ice collapses that can start floods.
What could happen next if the warning system is not fixed?
If the system is not repaired, people may not get early warnings of floods. This means they could be caught by surprise and lose their homes or lives. Experts say urgent action is needed to protect the local communities.
One thing people often miss here is the cost. How much was spent on this project before?
Good point. The project to reduce the risk cost about $3.5 million. It included lowering the lake's water level a little and building the warning system. But since then, the system has been left to rust, which is a big problem.
Is there any plan to fix the system now?
Officials have not said clearly what will happen next, but locals and experts want the system fixed quickly to keep people safe. This is an urgent issue for the region.
Thank you, Adam. This story shows how important it is to keep safety systems working. Let's look back at some useful words from the second story about the flood warning system. First, the word glacial. It means something related to glaciers or ice. In the story, we talked about the glacial lake, a lake made by melted glacier ice. For example, the glacial river is very cold. Next, the word rust. Rust is the red or brown layer that forms on metal when it gets old and wet. The story said the siren towers were left to rust because no one fixed them. For example, my bike has rust on the wheels. The third word is warning. A warning is a sign or message that tells people about danger. The story was about a flood warning system that helps people know when a flood might happen. For example, the weather warning said a storm is coming. Now for the second part of the recap, an important verb from the first story. To talk. To talk means to speak or have a conversation with someone. It is a regular verb, so in the past tense, we add ed, talked. For example, I talk to my friend every day, and yesterday we talked about the news. In the story, the US envoys are going to Pakistan to talk with Iran. This means they want to have a conversation to solve problems. Remember, talk is a very common verb you can use anytime you want to say you speak with someone. It is easy to use in many situations like we talk on the phone or they talked at the meeting. That's all for today's language recap.